today in the studio we're going to be working on a new painting. Now I'm going to engage the kids in this overall process, and we're going to be using a variety of glow paints, mainly folk art craft paints for this project, and we're going to go out of our way just to have fun doing an awesome splatter effect across multiple canvases. So go ahead and sit back, guys, enjoy some background music as we get into this awesome canvas painting. Not just one canvas, but 3 canvases. Let's get to it, guys. Alright, you guys, let's jump into this painting video. Now this is going to be a very laid back, very enjoyable, very fun video. Now we are going to be using these 11 by 14 paint pouring canvases. They're actually really stiff. They have a hardboard backing, kind of like a cardboard type of texture, like a fiberboard, and then they have a mat over top of them. So they've been glued all over with this really like fine tooth grain canvas material, which is great for paint pouring and maybe a little bit of clay work or even some watercolors. Now I have 3 of these, and I was intending to make like a 3 set. That way, if I wanted to sell these in like antique or art shows for super duper cheap, just because they're super fun to create, and it would just give me a really kind of price down item to be able to create and sell. And what I would do is I would stack these in a 3 stack, and I would wrap them with a nice ribbon. Now you can see it has a really stout backing, and I really do enjoy these. I look forward to using quite a few more of these in a lot of my content moving forward. So you'll see some of these canvases come forward again in the future. Now, although we're not doing a full pour, this is just a fun kind of abstract painting. We're going to be using this 6-pack of folk art glow paints, and I do have a few more on my shelf. But before we can get into the actual splatter work on the canvases, we're going to go ahead and give it a nice base coat of a textured layer of titanium white. So what I have here is I have a palette knife here. We're just going to go in like a kind of a back and forth serpentine motion on the canvas with just the direct tube of titanium white, and then I'm just going to go ahead and smooth this out, but I don't want to smear it completely over all the surface of the canvas. I want to make sure I create a lot of variation in textures. So we want some of that existing color to be coming through the existing canvas to be visible, and then we'll have this nice glazed thick layer of paint kind of cascading throughout the whole canvas, giving a lot of texture. And we'll do that for all of these canvases. Once I get done with that, I give them a base coat of pure white folk art glow paint from the tube, just pure. And then there's the glow effect with that by itself. Did I mention at the beginning of this video that these paintings would glow? Okay, I may have, and this is the point where you can kind of start to see some of those glows. So I'll show it one more time here above. Look how cool it looks. Now, of course, my kids are probably going to take possession of these paintings because they are here on the studio floor helping me paint these. Now, my only rule for the kids during this process was that we do not touch the canvas. Don't touch it. So, and what that means is that there's no brush, there's no fingers, there's nothing. The only thing you can do is use your paintbrush with a little bit of water in the paint and splatter. You can also use your finger, which I'm doing, and I'm flicking the paint onto the canvas. And this allows the kids to really have fun with the process, really enjoy just creating. A lot of times if you give a kid, or my kids at least, a paintbrush, they want to paint something absolutely amazing, but their skill level is just not there yet. And when you paint something just super free and abstract like this, it allows them to just really express themselves and have fun. Sometimes I'll let the kids just paint the background of some of my paintings before I go over it with some like more advanced layers. It's an excuse for them to have fun with their painting and do what they want to do. And then it's not really wasting a canvas because I'm going to go over it and paint with it. So sometimes the kids will leave really cool designs. My daughter tried to touch the paintbrush to the canvas there. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Now, originally I was going to do a live audio for this content, but it was just too chaotic. My son loses interest a little bit towards the end of the video, and the video only lasts like 11 minutes because we are painting in real time. You got it, real time video, which is pretty fun. Do a little bit of editing here and there at the end of the clips, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. Just one clip all the way through, which is pretty cool. Mixing up a little bit of hot pink here. You can see we're just working through the colors. And generally, I'm consulting the kids. Hey, which colors do you think we should do next? Oh, well, which color is your favorite? So I'm engaging the kids, and we're talking and having fun with the colors and the techniques and things like that. And here a moment ago, my son touched like the paintbrush to the canvas, and I had to wipe that off, because if I didn't do that, then it wouldn't have the same overall look when all the three canvases are hanging in a row on the wall. Now, at this point, I'm also truly debating if I let my daughter take possession of these canvases, just because they're our kind of trial run, but they turned out absolutely like phenomenal. They're really cool. They're going to look even better when I varnish them, which I have not done at the point of recording this content, as well as the voiceover. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to bring out even more vibrancy of these neon glow paints. And I think that what we might do perhaps is put either maybe a 3 set of silhouette of princesses on here, or maybe like a unicorn or mermaid and another mythical creature or fairy. I don't know quite yet. I don't want to really go out of my way to do anything that's copyrighted, just because I do intend to sell these. So we'll just see how it goes. I'll have this created for a while before I make the very end finalization of this content video. So I guess you'll just be surprised, right? Now here we are, we're adding that purple. This is the first dark color that we're adding here, and look at this. I pushed the canvases together so that way we can get a full transition between splatters, right? We have that really big splatter right there under where I'm holding this little palette cup from my water changing cup. We're just, it looks really cool when it's all said and done, because those splatters continue from one canvas, sometimes all the way across the entire length of all three, which is I think it's kind of abstract. It's very free form, and the kids are having a blast in the process as well. We're starting to really build up a lot of colors now, and we haven't even got into the greens or the blues yet. Now, here we are working into the blues, and you can see it's starting to kind of darken it up a little bit. But we don't want to go out of our way to cover up too much of the white canvas. Now, remember that we have that glow underlay underneath all of these colors, and that's already been dried for a while. So no matter how many or not as many layers of paint and color that you add, you still would have that amazing, like, radiant glow. That's what I'm trying to say. You'd have that radiant glow regardless of how many colors you decide to stack on top of each other. And each color will kind of glow in its own way, depending on the glow pigments that it has in it. But of course, the more paint you add, the more material it has to absorb UV rays or light rays for it to reproject glow throughout the night. If this were to be in a kid's room, they would have like a really cool glow effect on the wall, and it would just be very personalized. You can see it's really transforming now. It's looking really good, you guys. And if you've never painted with your children, or you're looking to do something similar like this, I highly recommend you do this. So I bought the 6-pack of neons. It doesn't come with blue. I think it came with one green, maybe. But I think that was like $5 to $6 off of Amazon. And then I bought these 3 canvases, and I got these at Hobby Lobby. I always get my canvases at Hobby Lobby for the most part, because I think they're really good quality, and I like supporting them locally just because I feel like they have a larger selection of art mediums in a local community. I think that Michael sometimes is lacking in that aspect. I think that Michael's just has a better quality of canvas usually. And I'm able to pick up 3 of these for I think I paid for $8 for all 3, and you just can't beat that, man. It's absolutely great. Now I could go ahead and I could resell these, of course, and I probably will do that. So you'll see these appear on my Etsy shop at some point. And of course, like most of my artwork, is completely customizable. So the person purchasing that canvas painting would get to choose colors and combinations and different things that would go overlaid on top of these, like silhouettes and things like that. So now throughout this painting video, and I really haven't mentioned it very much, is we're also making a little micro 3 pack at the very top of the canvas. Since I was using so much paint and we're doing a very large splatter of paint effect across all 3 canvases, I had these other 3 micro canvases, and I went ahead and created 3 of those in the same process. That way I could just double up, and it's not much extra surface real estate to do that painting on, so I'm not wasting a bunch of paints in any way. We're just kind of including that in this process of this trio of canvases. What do you think so far, you guys? It's looking pretty good. Look how vibrant the colors are. We are, of course, doing this on a sheet on the floor just so we don't get any drips or anything like that. If you wanted drips, you could set this vertical and then it'll add a little bit more water. You got a little more drip action. I'm digging it, man. Psychedelic. Alright guys, so I really hope you enjoyed the overall crafting process and us using the glow paint. Now as you can see, we did create that on the floor so that way we didn't get any kind of running and dripping across the canvases. If you want that runny look, of course you can lean them up against like a canvas board or a wall and just have fun with it. We may even come in later on down the road and create a larger scale of this in a larger canvas format, which will be pretty cool. And maybe we'll introduce some metallics or something cool along the way to where it gives an even more glow effect. As you can see for some of these glamour shots here, we did get a great glow effect across all canvases, and depending on how much light they absorb throughout the day or where you have them in the house depends on how much they actually glow at night. It's more so just of a fun kind of crafting project for the kids. And it's the same overall kind of splatter paint effect that we use for their nighttime water cups that they keep beside their beds, mainly when they're sick and things like that. But it's just overall fun for the kids to engage in the painting process here inside the studio, don't you think? And here we are, guys. Here are all 3 canvases attached together. Now, of course, you can space them out if you choose to. I decided to kind of keep the spacing very nice, neat, and tight. And of course, we already have the hanging hardware on the back. I attached these together with just some small finishing nails, and I can always break those apart and then spread them apart if I want to. I'm really attaching them today just so I can showcase what it would look like as the 3 all together on the wall itself. So you can kind of see a glamour shot of that right there and how that would look attached to the wall. And again, like I said, we may come back later on down the road and do another of these in the near future with some different effects. Maybe we'll do some swirls, some circular motions, and just have fun with the overall glow paints that we have here in the studio. Remember that these are folk art glow paints and neons. That's where we get some of those darker colors, the darker purples and blues. Those are neons. They dry a lot darker than the actual glow paints from folk art. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you guys, and I'm sure the kids enjoyed the process along the way. I will see you guys on the next awesome content video here from Byerly Studios. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you later.